You ever hear a song with a woman's name and wonder, what's the real story here? Well, sometimes it's not as flattering as you'd think. Today we're going to find out the hidden stories behind some of the most famous women's names in music. Were they muses, myths, or just a little misunderstood?
Let's get started with a song that pushed the boundaries of sexual explicitness with Darling Nikki by Prince. Released in 1984, this song tells the story of a chance encounter with a woman named Nikki, who Prince describes as a sex fiend. The lyrics detail a provocative meeting in a hotel lobby, leading to a sexual encounter.
What sets Darling Nikki apart is not just its lyrical content, but how it sparked a nationwide conversation about censorship in music. Tipper Gore, wife of Senator Al Gore, was so taken aback by the song that she founded the Parents Music Resource Center. This led to the introduction of parental advisory labels on albums. Interesting fact about this song is that it almost single-handedly caused a huge shift in how music was perceived and regulated in America. Next is the Grammy-winning track, Rosanna by Toto. Rosanna. This song tells the story of a man deeply enamored with a woman named Rosanna, expressing his longing and admiration through vivid, poetic lyrics. Contrary to popular belief, Rosanna wasn't written about actress Rosanna Arquette, who was dating Toto keyboardist Steve Porcaro. At the time, songwriter David Paich has stated that he just liked the name and built the song around it. For the drum enthusiasts out there, here's an interesting tidbit. The drum pattern in Rosanna is so iconic it has its own name, known as the halftime shuffle. Next up is a psychedelic masterpiece hit by Elton John with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Elton John's cover of the Beatles' psychedelic masterpiece hit the charts in 1974, offering a fresh take on an already iconic song. By this point, Elton John had established himself as one of the decade's most flamboyant and talented performers. His elaborate costumes and electrifying stage presence were matched only by his skills as a pianist and songwriter. And let's not overlook a crucial detail. John Lennon himself played guitar on this track under the pseudonym Dr. Winston O'Boogie, creating a bridge between two eras of rock royalty. Despite decades of speculation, John Lennon always maintained that the song's title wasn't a cleverly disguised reference to LSD. According to Lennon, it was inspired by a drawing his son Julian made of his classmate Lucy O'Donnell. We've just revisited three iconic tracks that helped define an era. Now, I'm curious to hear from you. What memories do these songs evoke for you? Was it a particular summer, a first love, or maybe a concert that stands out? Share your stories in the comments. Let's create a collective mixtape of memories. And if you're enjoying this musical journey, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Now, let's continue our exploration. With this track, we're traveling back to 1972 with Donna by 10cc. This was their debut single that brilliantly melded doo-wop influences with a modern touch. This track showcased 10c's ability to create music that was both nostalgic and forward-thinking. 10cc stood out from their peers in more ways than one. They owned their recording studio, Strawberry Studios, in Stockport, England, which allowed them complete creative control over their output. This level of independence was rare at the time and contributed to their unique sound. Here's an impressive detail about Donna. The falsetto vocals you hear aren't the result of studio trickery or a female singer. That's a band member demonstrating a vocal range that would make even the Bee Gees envious. Shannon by Henry Gross wasn't actually about a human female, but a dog. This soft rock ballad tells the heartbreaking story of the loss of Shannon, an Irish setter belonging to Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys. The lyrics express deep grief and the struggle to come to terms with the death of a cherished pet. The song reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. While Henry Gross might not be a household name, at 18 he was the youngest performer at Woodstock, playing with his band, Sha Na Na. A little bit country and not much rock is Amy by Pure Prairie League. Released in 1972, Amy is an example of the country rock genre that gained popularity in the early 1970s. The song tells a story of conflicted emotions about a relationship with a woman named Amy. Interestingly, this song wasn't an immediate hit upon its release. It gained popularity gradually through radio play, eventually becoming Pure Prairie League's signature song. Here's an intriguing fact about Pure Prairie League and Amy that might surprise you. The lead vocals on Amy were performed by Craig Fuller, who left the band shortly after recording the song. When Amy finally became a hit in 1975, 3 years after its initial release, Fuller was no longer with the group. This led to a unique situation where Pure Prairie League's most famous song featured a lead singer who wasn't in the band during its peak popularity. The group had to quickly teach new lead vocalist Larry Gosshorn the song so they could perform it live during their newfound success. Okay, you guys, we're over halfway through our list. If you're enjoying this trip down memory lane, share with your friends, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. This next one was written by Stevie Nicks and performed by Fleetwood Mac as Rhiannon.
Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night.
Released in 1975 as part of their self-titled album and became one of the band's signature tracks. The song is inspired by Welsh mythology. Rhiannon reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and has remained a popular classic rock staple. It's often cited as one of Fleetwood Mac's best works and has been covered by various artists over the years. The live renditions of Rhiannon could last up to 10 minutes, much longer than the studio version, as the band would extend the instrumental sections and Nicks would ad-lib additional lyrics. Next up is one of Kiss's most recognizable songs, Beth.
If I hear you calling.
Released in 1976, this song marked a significant departure from the band's usual hard rock style. This power ballad showed a softer side of a band known for its theatrical makeup and pyrotechnic-filled performances. Kiss was a cultural phenomenon. Their elaborate costumes and stage shows set a new standard for rock performances, influencing countless acts that followed. But Beth proved that beneath the grease paint and spectacle were musicians capable of genuine emotional depth. Here's a bit of Kiss trivia. Beth was originally titled Beck, after Bob Ezrin's wife, who frequently called the studio during rehearsals. Drummer Peter Criss modified it to Beth, creating a rock classic in the process. This next one has plenty of speculation about who this one was written about. Angie by the Rolling Stones. Angie hit the airwaves in 1973 as the lead single from the Stones album Goat's Head Soup. This track marked a departure from the Stones' usual hard-driving rock. It's a slow, acoustic ballad featuring Mick Jagger's vocals over a haunting piano line played by Nicky Hopkins. The song topped the US Billboard Hot 100 and reached number 5 in the UK, proving the Stones could dominate the charts with softer material too. There's been plenty of speculation about who Angie refers to. Some thought it was about David Bowie's wife Angela, while others pointed to Mick's lover Marianne Faithfull. But Keith Richards set the record straight in his autobiography, Life. He wrote the song about his newborn daughter Angela, and the name just happened to fit the melody he had in mind. Let's listen to the number 1 hit of August 1972, Brandy by Looking Glass. This song is a masterclass in storytelling through song. It's a tale of a barmaid in love with a sailor who captured the imagination of listeners, painting a vivid picture of love, longing, and the lure of the sea. Looking Glass was formed at Rutgers University, and Brandy was written by lead guitarist and vocalist Elliot Lurie. The song's nautical theme was inspired by the name Randy, a girl Lurie had a crush on, and the New Jersey shore where the band often played gigs. Here's an interesting tidbit. The song almost didn't make it onto the album. The record company initially relegated it to the B-side of their first single. It only gained traction when a Washington, D.C. radio station started playing it, leading to its eventual release as an A-side single. There you have it. Songs about complex women, someone's daughter, and one very beloved dog named Shannon. As always, please tell us your favorite song we missed, and maybe we will put it in our next video. To keep this nostalgia alive, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you all. Until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep the spirit of rock and roll alive.